Good afternoon, this is Lindsay. It's Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, and here we go. I'm going to talk more again about gang stalking and a never-ending smear campaign in attempts to try to discredit me and make me look delusional and crazy because I have been seeking help from outside sources as far as exactly what's going on, because there's obviously things going on behind my back that people know about that they don't think that I can't figure out or that they are not telling me. And for me to play like that, for me to act like that's not happening, or to act like I don't see the fucking synchronicity of the gang stalking, of course I see what's going on. I can clearly see that there's an agenda, that something is going on, and these people are targeting me. And I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating any of what I'm saying. So clearly, when I go to the gym, whatever Gold's Gym location I go to, they've been alerted that I'm there. They see, they know, somebody obviously knows that I probably make YouTube videos to talk about the gang stalking and the government and all the harassment and what I've been going through. So they know, somebody knows. And so word gets around. Because when I go, for example, when I went to the one here this morning at a Goliad, okay? And when a person, by the way, when you're being severely gang stalked and mobbed and targeted for financial reasons, like what's happening to me, because you pissed off people by figuring stuff out, the smear campaign is obviously done and you never know exactly who's behind it, but you already know that there's a lot of people involved because of what you've said about people, what you've exposed about people, and so of course they're all against you, like me in this case. I don't have any friends there. I don't talk to anybody, and I don't care to. I don't want to, for my own protection. I'm not there. I'm not smiling at anybody. I don't make eye contact with anybody. I just go there and do what I do and get the fuck out of there, because I'm not there to talk to people. Because what if I were to start doing the same thing that happened to me a couple years ago at that gym, that is to say, talking to people, being friendly when they ask me questions, i.e. interrogate me, no, the same thing will happen again. They'll start keeping notes or doing stuff to use against me at some time, because this is how the mentality of people in this neighborhood where I live in San Antonio, that's just how their mindset is. They believe everything they hear. They don't care to ask me questions about what really happened, about as far as why. They just already have been told something, so they're automatically going to believe what they've been told by the flying monkey narcissistic gang stalkers, or by the narcissist who sends out these gang stalkers, i.e. flying monkeys. That's what they are. So what happened today, and if I change my routine around, obviously, and that's for my own well-being or my own decision, my own personal reasons, right? I don't have to do something the same every day. It's none of their fucking business. So they make what they try to do. It's like I said, this is like a fucking cult. They behave at Gold's Gym, and I'm gonna stop going there. Pretty soon I'm gonna quit going to that fucking place altogether, because I'm really sick and tired of the cult mentality that goes on at these gyms, especially Gold's Gym. It's very uncomfortable, and they make sure that you feel uncomfortable when you go there because of whatever has been said about you. It's a lot of discrimination, it's a lot of bias, prejudiceness, and it's very blatant when you're being targeted with this medical COINTELPRO shit or whatever it is that they think that works on me when it clearly doesn't. So they're picking on me about my appearance or about whatever little thing they can find to try to use against me, to try to make me feel ashamed or ugly or unworthy. And then they'll send people there who clearly have some fucking problems. Like some of these people that they surround me with, you can tell that these people are fucking crazy. Like probably need to be in a mental institution crazy. as far as the way they behave. So they stick me around with all these fucking crazy people that act like they just got out of some goddamn fucking mental hospital or something half the time. And I'm expected to just kind of like, like they expect me to not react, which I don't. I just ignore it. But they're putting me to the test. It's like a constant psychological behavior modification test where I'm supposed to respond to a bunch of fucking people trying to get my attention, which I just ignore them. I'm not there. I don't work there. I'm not the fucking unpaid helper. I'm not there to fucking talk to people, and I expect to be let the fuck alone. I don't work there. I don't own the fucking gym, and I sure as a fuck wouldn't want to work there. Why? Why would I want to work for free in a fucking place where I get treated like shit by people? But why would I want to do that? Why would anybody want to do that? I'm not going to spend the rest of my life being some goddamn unpaid helper at every fucking Gold's Gym I go to, being mocked and exploited like that for these people's benefit. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself through that fucking torture, because it's called targeting and it's called gang stalking. And for them to act like I don't see what they're doing, how can I be that dumb to not see the patterns of especially when I go back to that location after all the shit that happened to me a couple years ago. I don't even know why I go there. I'm surprised that I'm brave enough to set foot back into a war zone of which so much shit happened to me with them targeting me and all the crap. And here I am going back. Wow, that takes a lot of courage, I think, for someone to do that, considering what happened to me. But what they do is they change the staff around. They change that everybody's different now. That none of the same people work there. So they're able to cover up what they do. That's how the government works. Is they fucking cover the fucking hate crimes and discrimination that they blatantly cause due to other people, because they know what they did was wrong. They know that what they did to me at that gym, and as well as they know that was fucked up and wrong. They know that was wrong. They know that they could get into serious legal trouble for that, as far as my hiring or filing a civil lawsuit to sue for discrimination. Because I easily could do that for what they've done, blatantly harassing me, discriminating. It's very blatant. It's very blatant what they do to certain people. So, like I said, I just ignore them. I just ignore what they do. If they try to provoke me, I ignore them. When they stalk me, I ignore them. When they try to run into me and without saying excuse me, I just ignore them and walk right past them. Because it's usually the majority of the people who do this to me are women. Women who I don't know, but women who are usually dressed in very scant, clothes that are flimsy, I'd say, or whatever. Very not very. They don't have much. They're not covering their body much. What I'm trying to say, they kind of look like trans. Some of them, the way they dress very provocatively, and they dress somewhat like a slut, like a streetwalker. How else do I say it? Like they dress like they just came off a street walking a job or something. Some of these women. And these are the types of women, for whatever reason, stalk and harass me all the time. Like, are they sex workers? Are they prostitutes? What's wrong with them? But I get a lot of that throughout my life, and especially at the gym. I don't dress like that at the gym. I wear, sometimes I'll wear a sleeveless tank top. Sometimes, very seldom, but normally I'm just wearing something that's covering my arms and my body and pants. I don't dress like a fucking prostitute or provocatively. I don't like to do that, and especially not at a gym, because it's uncomfortable for me. I don't like anybody looking mad at me as it is. I go there because I like the fucking machines, and sometimes I need to get the fuck out of this house. I don't need to explain why I do what I do, but I have my reasons. And I don't need to be gang stalked and have my boundaries invaded by people who are doing that, because they don't. The people who do this, what it shows me is that people who stalk people like that and follow you around and try to get you to react to dumb shit, they have some problems. I'm just looking at it and seeing it for what it is. I don't understand how they can project that onto me when I'm not doing anything except minding my own business and going about what I've been doing for many years, pretty much the same thing. What's the problem? Why do they do that to me? And why do these people seem to want to get my attention or reaction so badly? Why is that? Can someone explain that to me? When I don't have the comments section open on my channel, but I don't understand why that has been happening to me for so long. It's not that it's like a weird, it's like what, gang stalking? Is it mobbing? I don't know these people. I don't know their names. I see the same people over and over again doing it. Sometimes it's often the same people who do it, or they change it. But it's clearly happening to me. And I have no reason at all to be fabricating this. Why would I spend all this time making shit up like that when I'm trying to just live my life and survive? Like I'm constantly having to be in survival mode is what they want you to do. They want you to feel like you constantly have to fucking fight to take a fucking breath of air. Okay? It's none of their fucking business how much money I have, what fucking medications I take, if any, which I don't, what supplements I take, how much none of their fucking business. None of their business. But you would think that my medical records, which are supposed to be private, by the way, but according to HIPAA laws, you'd think that these people have been told something about me that I have AIDS or something. And you know, there are people out there who have HIV and AIDS. And they have the right to live their life as well. They have the right to go to the gym or go to the fucking grocery store or whatever they do, okay? I'm just saying I don't give a fuck what they do behind closed doors, but you can't treat people like they're complete lepers simply because you don't like the way they look or because of the clothes that they're wearing. I don't like the way these fucking women dress, but I don't even say anything. I just ignore them. I don't go up to them and say, you know what, you look like a fucking prostitute and why are you stalking me? Because they want me, what they're trying to do with me is they want me to react to get me in trouble, to make me look once again like a crazy person who's on edge and angry, but they're provoking me all the time. And like I said, my only defense mechanism is to just not react to any of it. I'm not going to let them fucking do what they did to me several years ago at that gym. What they did to me was horrendous. Horrendous abuse, psychological, horrendous abuse. And they know good and well what they're doing and laughed at me the whole time. Laughed and partook in some, like I was being sacrificed. Like it was horrible, like awful torment that these people actively partook in, were partaking in. At that Gold's Gym on fucking Goliad. They ran me out of that fucking place, did so much harassment that I ended up at the fucking Walsham 78 location. And this was right at the time that Alan had died. My father, right? Alan Baldwin. I was going through trauma, a lot of stuff going on at once, and these people fucking bombarded me in all directions with shit. Making fun of me, setting me up for failure, just horrible stuff that they were doing because there was money involved, okay? And so they were attacking me horribly, and they know what they were doing. And guess what? None of those fucking people work there anymore. Isn't that strange? That all those same fucking people that did that shit to me, not one of them works there anymore. Not one fucking person. Not one member of the staff who did that shit to me or actively allowed that to happen is there, except the fucking maintenance dude, whatever, David. I've seen him around. That's it. Other than that, I don't recognize any of these fucking people who work there. I don't know them. I know them I don't know them very well. And I don't care to. I don't need to. I don't want to. For my own protection. I don't need to get involved with everybody I come across and be, chatty Cathy, gossip queen. Because a lot of these people, that's what they do. You'll find that at toxic workplaces, if you work in a toxic environment, you'll find that they have little groups of people that hang out together and gossip and talk shit and make fun of people. And that's what women do. Women love to do that kind of shit. To other women especially. Because it's always a big competition amongst women. And I see it it's like going back to fucking goddamn middle school or elementary school. And even then I was a loner and stayed by myself. I went to the fucking library during my lunch break every goddamn day in high school. Okay, and I went to live in Bolivia. I was different. I've always been different. And I just don't get along with most women. I just don't. Because all they do is fucking gossip. And try to look like like they're trying to sell themselves by they think that that's I guess they're looking for sex by dressing like that. They're clearly looking for attention. Otherwise, you wouldn't wear that kind of a skimpy outfit to a gym when there's males, men, and women. You see, it's a little bit odd that women, there's something wrong psychologically with women who dress like that. It's a common fact. Just like they say people who have tattoos are fucked up, and oh yes, I do have some tattoos, of which I'm proud of. But they say, oh, if you're a woman and you have tattoos and you're a Satanist or you're evil, you're going to go to hell. You're a sinner. Okay, anybody who has tattoos is a loser and a sinner, and you're not God's chosen. Okay, let them say all that shit, but that's what the mentality of a lot of people is. That if you have tattoos, you're fucked up and on drugs and you're a Satanist. If you listen to certain kinds of music that's alternative or different, you're a Satanist. This is a mentality that these people are stuck in, especially in this fucking 78210 zip code that I live in. These people are like, it's like I've never fucking left the fucking neighborhood. They have this kind of mindset where they're very biased, I would say. They're very kind of closed-minded and ignorant to do that, because you would think that they never left their fucking neighborhood. What the fuck is wrong? Like, why are they that judgmental towards people? I don't like people. There's a lot of people I don't like, but I don't go around doing that kind of shit to people like that, like asking, blatantly saying, what the fuck, what's wrong with you, and gang stalking them and mobbing them at a fucking gym for no reason. Why would I do that? Why would anybody? That's illegal. These things are illegal. Do they not understand that what they're doing is illegal? It's against the fucking law. There are laws against this that they violate every fucking day by targeting people who they think are vulnerable idiots that aren't going to stand up for themselves. Well, you know what? I do fucking stand up for myself, because nobody else is going to do it unless I pay them shitloads of fucking money, which I don't have anymore to do. I can't keep paying an attorney or an advisor or a spiritual advisor to do shit when they usually just end up taking the money and not doing anything anyway. You can't really trust anybody in this day and age. You can trust your instincts. There are some people who are honest, but those are far and few between, especially when there's money involved that they know about, that they seem to think that you don't have any right to. This is what really happens. This is how people behave when they feel that you are non-deserving of something that you inherited, that's a divine something from God, that's your name may be written on a land title, a deed, a will, a trust, some kind of something certificate. And these people will go out of their way, clearly out of their way, to make sure that you get sabotaged, that you get blocked from what is supposed to be yours. Because they can't accept to see somebody succeed, especially in my so-called fucking family who I've gone no contact with. I don't talk to them, and I don't want to, and I feel much better when I don't talk to these toxic people in my mother's side of the family. I feel great, but they seem to think that they have the right to come in and fucking interfere with my well-being when I'm doing fine, going about my life. They want to come in and fuck it up and try to control things, threaten me, do all this shit that they do, blackmailing, threatening, and yeah, that's what they do, because they seem to think that they can control me by food. They use food to try to control me, like little shit, like shaming, body shaming, food, things that they know that you might like. This is how petty these people are. I'm a 50-year-old woman, 50 fucking years old. I think I can think for myself. I don't need some goddamn guardian or ship or some mother in her fucking 80s who's got dementia and living in fucking Mexico telling me what to fucking do with my fucking money that I inherited from my father. My father Alan, who she had me out of a fucking adulterous affair that she's ashamed about. No, Kenny, the truth is the truth is out there. Everybody fucking knows it. I don't care because anybody who watches my channel, which are very few people, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but you know what? People know, some people who do know me, they know that woman's full of shit. They know that Alan is my father. They know what's going on, and they know that I'm telling the truth. I don't need the whole fucking world to validate me when I see what's going on. Okay? I know that Alan's my father. I know that I was lied to, and I know that I was born from an adulterous fucking affair, from infidelity. So therefore, I'm an infidel. And I don't know, but I guess because of the fact that I was a infidel or born from adultery, because of the sins of other people, I am supposed to pay for their fucking evil deeds. I'm not dying on the fucking cross like Jesus did. Yes, I respect Jesus, but I'm not going to die and sacrifice like Jesus and die on the fucking cross for the sins of other people, for what they did, when I'm just living my life as a good person, a good, honest person. I'm not going to die for other people's fucking sins. And God knows there's a lot of fucking sinners out there. I've sinned myself, but you know what? I don't go around fucking stealing people's money and hurting them. I just speak the fucking truth with my mouth, with the words that come out of my mouth, which they hate. That's my weapon, or my fucking words. Swords. Words. I don't physically hurt anybody. I don't go stealing shit. I speak the fucking truth, which is more than they can handle. That's what they hate more than anything, is your power to speak. People don't like it when you expose them because they live a life of fucking lies. Okay? Do you understand that whenever there's a goddamn inheritance dispute and you've been fucking lied to your entire life and the truth shit fucking hits the fan and everything in your life has changed, maybe you can understand if you've been through that, but most of you can't wrap your fucking head around that, can you? So all you do is judge me and stalk me and harass me. Wait till you go through something like that and then talk to me, because you don't know shit. Most of you don't fucking know anything. You don't fucking know what it's like to survive with scars on your fucking body and fighting and resilience. You have no fucking idea, because most of you are a bunch of fucking dumb fucking hypocrites that stalk other people because you have nothing fucking better to do. So get a fucking life and don't fucking bother me. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to fix your fucking problems. I got my own life to live and figure out what I want to do. I'm not here to fix yours, the unpaid fucking helper in the fucking community at every fucking goddamn gym I go to. Same shit. Whether it be fucking Planet Fitness, they start doing the same shit to me. Whatever fucking gym, the YMCA, they start doing the same shit to me. Like I'm the unpaid goddamn helper. I'm not your therapist. I'm not anybody's goddamn therapist. And speaking of which, at the Gold's Gym over there at 151 yesterday, out west, US 90 and 151, I was there yesterday. They had a fucking Planet Fitness ad again, like right in front of the treadmill that I was on. They do this shit to try to fucking humiliate me. They'll have a Planet Fit to try to shame me. This is a shit that these fucking gyms are horrible. I can't wait to get my own, more equipment and never fucking set foot in one of these toxic fucking shit fucking goddamn gyms again. Because they're fucking toxic fucking places. It's like going to a goddamn involuntary commitment 12-step shit fucking, it's horrible. The abuse that goes on at these places that people try to, it's so blatantly obvious the way they harass and mob and target people. And if you don't see that, you haven't been going to the fucking Gold's Gym for 10 years like I have every goddamn day to see it for myself. Because I see it. And I watch and I listen and I see what they're fucking doing. And at this location on Goliad, it's kind of funny because they don't have any music playing. It's like very low. So you can hear everything, and they keep it really quiet because they're trying to, and they're all watching me like a fucking hawk. Ooh, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna do something crazy? They're just waiting for me to do something so they can feel entertained, I guess. That's what they're doing. They're just sending all these people to gang stalk. And then so and I can tell you that some of these people are getting paid just to fucking fuck with me and stalk me. Because they follow me into the fucking lot. The synchronicity is right on point. with the way they do this people they use. And they use, I'm not, let them think or say what they want to say. If they hate me because I'm a vegetarian, because I am weird looking, because I have a strange looking body, because I'm not perfectly in shape, because I have a strange way I exercise, you know what? Fuck you fucking people. I'm not trying to be a goddamn weightlifter or some fucking fitness professional. I go to the gym for my mental and physical well-being, but I'm not there to try to fucking compete with these people that go, I'm not there for that reason. Never have been, never will be. There's so many fucking stuck up fucking people all over the place. It's a no wonder why most people like to isolate. Because people fucking suck. They're horrible. People are toxic, narcissistic people everywhere now. You can't trust anybody. They backstab, they gossip, they steal your fucking identity, your inheritance, your own fucking family does it to you. And speaking of which, now my mother, because I've been talking about this stuff, now she gets Jose, her boyfriend in Mexico, involved with my harassment, right? The one who fucked up the relationship when I was with that Mexican from Guadalajara. He's the one who fucked up. I mean, that was probably going to end anyway, but he fucked up that relationship. 100% did that on purpose. This Jose, this Jose handler of my mother's in Mexico, her Cuban handler, because that's all he is her fucking handler. She's got handlers. She goes through handlers all the time, men. And this Jose is her handler. That's what he is. He's her fucking handler. He tells her what to do, and she'll do it. Even if she's 80 years old, that's what these people fucking do. I know how they are. But listen to this. Listen to the message that he left me the other day.
You have 4 saved messages. Saved message.
Hey, Lindsay, it's Jose. I just the Texas DMV, and they will not confirm. I tried to do it online, and I couldn't use my post office and Laredo, my mail phone address, and Texas DMV just confirmed it. So I'm going to have to drive up and get it renewed in person. Pain in the ass. Anyway, yeah, my brother and my sister have lived in Florida for a long, long time. They used to live down in Fort Lauderdale, where my parents were, but my parents passed away some time ago, and they both live up in Ocala. It's real pretty. It's kind of rolling terrain. It's Florida horse country, and my brother lives on a private lake. He's got about 17 acres, and my sister used to live on a lake with 2 little houses on it. Too bad she sold it because she could have rented one of them out to you. And she's in the process of redoing, remodeling a new house. Okay, well, any questions, let me know, and I'll let you know when I'm coming up. I can drop off one of your favorite veggie burritos. Bye.
Okay, look, I had to play that message because that's Jose. Okay, Jose is a Cuban man who I've met several times, who has been actively, he was also at the court hearing when all that shit was going on, and my mother was playing Scrabble during the court hearing when Alan, my father, died, and they were trying to fucking steal my money, and she was trying to tell them that I was crazy. Jose was with her. They were both there fucking playing their Scrabble on their phone, ignoring me, treating me like a fucking idiot. Okay, and I'm not saying, I don't know Jose very well, but he seems somewhat decent, but I don't trust him either. I don't trust anybody, and I don't trust these men who my mother's always getting involved with. She's been with him for she's been with Jose since starting in 2016. The same time I moved to San Antonio, she gets involved with Jose. Same fucking time. So whatever, I guess she it's like all these. So she's been involved with him now for is exactly how long that I've been here in San Antonio. Since 2017. That's when she got involved with him. Strange. Same timing. But Jose's from Cuba originally. He's a fair-skinned blue-eyed Cuban man. And he's nice. He seems nice. He can be nice, but you never, like I said, there's something about him that's just I can't quite place, that I don't quite know what to say, because he's also very controlling, he seems to be, and he seems like he's very much in control, trying to control my life and my money as well. Like all her other previous, like that Bob fucking Sussman asshole who I couldn't stand. Jose I can tolerate. He's at least not some filthy Jew pervert, pardon me, but he's not some fucking Jew that she seems to be obsessed with. He's okay. He's decent enough, but I just don't know him that well, and so therefore I don't really know if I can trust him. But I try. But I feel like he was also somewhat of the reason why when that Mexican man from Guadalajara named Aldo Ponce, whatever, was living here, and I helped him get a job at the Tito's restaurant in downtown on St. Mary Street. He had a job there washing dishes, and I think he had an affair with one of the waitresses or something. Whatever, that ended. That relationship ended. He lived here. But then again, once again, he did want to get married so he could get his papers, and I did try to support him with that, but I didn't have enough money to do that. We went to like the Catholic charities and looked into that, but I didn't have enough money to sponsor anything like that. But I would have probably helped him to do that because I liked him and I felt like I could trust him, but I don't trust anybody. But nonetheless, Jose is one of the main reasons why that relationship ended. Jose, when they came here, they started saying something, and they said they did something, and it caused a lot of problems in that relationship, and we ended up ending that relationship. Ended for various reasons, but it didn't end on good terms. And then he tried to get back in contact with me, and he apologized and was sending me emails. And I think I responded or something, but then we lost contact. So he did reach out to me again to apologize for what had happened, telling me that he missed me and he was sorry and he really cared about me and all that. And that was right after Alan died in 2023, all this was happening. And that's when he came back. He actually came back and visited me, and then we were going to try to work things out again. And then I was like, okay, let's try it. We were going to try again. And then we were at the gym. I took him with me to the Gold's Gym on Goliad. And he was right next to me on one of the treadmills, and he was looking at his phone. And I noticed that he had on his wallpaper on his phone, there was a picture of like this woman, some girl, and I was like, I just said, who's that? And he tried to hide it. Like he got really embarrassed and tried to hide it. And I was like, well, who is that? And I think that, and it caused, for whatever reason, I believe that was somebody who he had a girlfriend back in Mexico, or somebody who he was talking to, who he had a picture saved on his phone, like as a wallpaper. And I just fucking flipped out. I got really mad at him right there in the gym and kind of caused a scene. I guess you could say a little bit of a dramatic scene because I was so shocked and angry, especially considering I was going through the trauma of just losing Alan. This was all at that time in 2020. Alan had just died. He came back after he had left to go back to Mexico, and it's like, and then all of a sudden I see that girl on his phone. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't, this is too much. And so then I kicked him out. I said, you have to get the fuck out. I got really mad at him. And I suppose I said, you get out of my house, get your shit, and don't ever come back. I basically kicked him out of the house. Because I was like, you're cheating on me, you're lying to me, you're putting me through all this, faking a relationship. You get the fuck out of my life and don't ever come back. I got really mad at him. So that ended, but then, like I said, a couple months later or weeks later, he did try to reach out to me again, and he apologized. And then the communication ceased. But I don't know to this day where he is, who that woman is. If that's his girlfriend, his wife, whatever, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in years. I don't know if he's living in Mexico, back in Guadalajara. I really don't know. But so that happened at Gold's Gym on Goliad. So there's a lot of memories that I have, but I don't think about that when I go there now. I don't get triggered with that shit anymore because it's the past. And actually, I don't even think about it. I'm only talking about it now because of this Jose triggered me to talk about it. Because also, at one point, I was involved with a guy from he was a Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican guy, he's Puerto Rican, but raised in the United States, like raised in Brooklyn or New York, and he had an accent. His name was Lisandro. And we were going out for a while, and that was when I was still living on Canton Street. We met on the Plenty of Fish dating site. Well, Jose and my mother met him, and my mother didn't like him for whatever reason, or thought he had rude manners, and so they didn't like him. And that relationship ended as well. But it's like they're always like judging everybody and trying to like determine who I need to be with and who I should be with. I don't think they really know me very well about who is good for me or who's not. But that relationship had a lot of issues as well. You know, I don't want to talk about that, but like once again, and I talk about that because Jose said something about burritos. Well, we would go to Chipotle sometimes, and they would bring me burritos when they'd be passing through to go to Mexico, driving from Houston to Mexico. But before they lived there permanently, they would go through San Antonio, and they would stop at the Chipotle and bring a burrito for me, a vegetarian burrito from Chipotle, because I like the vegetarian burritos or from Chipotle. I don't eat them much anymore, but yeah, it's something I like. So Jose is like, and he had sent me a message the other day, because this is what's so fucking weird, is that all of a sudden the other day, out of the blue, a couple days ago, I get this text message from Jose that says, and I was like, who? Okay, he said, and I didn't have him saved in this phone because I've had to change phones so many times, and I had a new SIM card, and I didn't have his contact information saved. Hi, Lindsay. This is from his Jose, right? And I got this on Sunday at 4:00 p.m. I'm going to read it, but you can see that that this is a real text message that I'm showing you. And he's got a Houston area code. He lives in Mexico. He says, "Hi, Lindsay. My Texas car registration expires at the end of the month. If TXDMV, Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, lets me do it online, I will have the sticker mailed to 1135 Denver, and I will send you a stamped envelope so you can forward it to my post office box in Laredo. I am trying to avoid having to drive back to get it done. Thank you. I will let you know." And I responded, because I didn't know who the fuck that was. I didn't have his number saved or his contact information saved in this phone with this SIM card. And I said, who the hell is this? See, I responded, who the hell is this? Sorry, it's Jose Oti. Thought I was in your contacts. And I said, oh, no, you're not in my contact list anymore. And then he gives me his contact information. He says, here it is. I said, oh, okay. And I said, Jose, because I remember I had found out through my mother at some point, word of mouth, that he had relatives in Florida, like his sister or something. And Florida is a place that many a time I've thought about going to live or visit, probably live. In one of these days, I'd like to relocate there. If it were up to me and I had the money, I would go live in Florida somewhere, Tampa, somewhere close to the water, in a little apartment or efficiency or something. Just get the hell out of here. But that's one place I really have always wanted to go live, because I've been there before and I love Florida. But he says, okay. And I said, Jose, do you have any relatives living in Florida? And he says, yes, my brother and sister live in Ocala. And I said, oh, really? That's cool. And that was it. And then I called him and I said, well, Jose, can you just explain to me a little bit more about what you're needing with this registration thing? Because I'm a little bit confused. Why would they need to send it to me when you have a post office box in Laredo? Can't they just send your registration there and you can pick it up there? It's closer. If you live in San Miguel de Allende, Laredo's closer, isn't it, than having to drive all the way here? And I was just confused because I was like, it doesn't make sense why they can't just send it to his post office box in Laredo. And that's all I asked him. And so that's when I played that message for you, or played that message here a few, whatever, 20 minutes ago, with his response to when I left him a message the other day asking, why do you need to have it sent to my address here in San Antonio? Look, I don't know what these people really are involved with and what they really do. I feel like my mother's a fucking stranger to me. She's got a lot of secrets. I have some suspicions about her, and I don't know. I don't trust any of these people. It's like they come, the thing with narcissistic people, whether they're your parents, your relatives, ex-boyfriends, or whatever, friends, they'll come back into your life at periods of your life where you're going through something, and they just show up unannounced, acting like everything's okay. They don't even ask you how you're doing, or they just pop up and start trying to tell you what to do and give you orders and demands and do this, do that, like some little indentured servant. And this is what Jose and my mother have been treating me like, or my entire fucking family on her side, like I'm a little indentured servant, like I work for them. Excuse me, I don't work for you. As a matter of fact, I have my own fucking LLC established in my name, by the way, which I'll establish at some point, hopefully, as long as I'm in Texas, but it's in a registered LLC in my name, with my company name, that I'm the sole proprietor of, sole owner. My company, my LLC, that I worked fucking hard to get that. It's not easy. I busted my ass, do all kinds of shit that I don't get credit for. But I've done a lot. I try to do things. And I'm not perfect, but at least I fucking try. I put in effort to do things, to be independent from these people. I want my independence and sovereignty from these people. That's all I ask for, is the truth and to be let the fuck alone. I'm not your little fucking unpaid helper. I'm not the people pleaser that you think I am. No, I have my own person, my own identity. Away from you people, separate from you, Kenny. Narcissistic people think that you, as an adult child, are just an extension of them, and that your only purpose is to please them throughout their life, especially when they get older, especially when you're dealing with an aging narcissist, a senior citizen who's getting dementia, or they've got health issues and they're starting to collapse mentally and physically. Then you're going to really start getting abused by these people if they're your parents. They start really taking it. It's like, excuse me, you live in fucking Mexico. I don't even live in Mexico. And you're asking, it's like, I guess you've got your servants and maids in Mexico. You've never invited me there. You've excluded me from every single fucking holiday. You and your sister Gwen treat me like I'm a fucking joke. Y'all laugh at me, mock me, and insult me, and send handlers into my life to try to control me sexually and exploit me in ways that are so fucking degrading and downright illegal. You, Chip, Gwen, Carter, all of you. I don't trust you, and quite frankly, I don't want you in my life anymore. I'm trying to be nice about it. I don't want you to try to control my life. I have come very far, and I have worked very hard. And I don't need you to fucking interfere and try to control the narrative of my life. Let that be a message to you fucking control freak, narcissistic people that try to control everybody. Because it doesn't fucking work with me.